If you're interested in selling your company and you got yourself to that point where you're thinking, yep, it's time to hang it up, or it's time to cash out or take my chips off the table for whatever reason, on this video, we're going to talk exactly about who you're going to sell your company to. Now, most business owners think the second they list their business that it's going to sell. But the unfortunate reality is that 70% of businesses that list for sale don't sell. There's a myriad of reasons we're not going to get into. I have other videos on that, but I want to talk about the 30% of business owners that do sell their business and who they sell those businesses to. Because it's important, right? You want to get out of this thing. You know it's going to take some time. You know you want to get the maximum value for your business, but ultimately, who are you really going to sell this thing to? Who wants it? Who's going to find the value of what you built? And you want to pick someone that you're aligned with to some extent, because this person is going to nurture what you've created for 20, 30 years and take it on and on and on. You probably have questions about what are they going to do with the employees? Are they going to keep them? Maybe you have questions for yourself. Is this person going to be my new boss in an earn-out scenario for the next 3-4 years, or whatever that looks like? So who are these people? And before we get into who these people are, I think we should really think for a moment about who do we want these people to be? What is the persona of the person that we would like to sell this to? Why not have your dream list built out? Why not have the ideal avatar created, the ideal profile of someone who would be the perfect candidate to own your business? I'm sure if you close your eyes and think for a moment about who would be the perfect person to own your business, you could probably come up with a few people. Because the truth of the matter is, whenever the time comes for you to sell your business, you're going to need your target list anyways, because you're going to want to create an auction environment where you put your deal out into the marketplace and you let other people bid on it. That's ultimately how you get a higher valuation. More on that later. But I would really think about a few key attributes. 1, who would benefit most from owning your business? Maybe it's a strategic partner, someone you've worked with for years, that you have synergy with, and you can absolutely see them owning and running and operating your business and profiting from it. And it'd be a scenario where 1 + 1 = 5 because of the additional value you added to them. That would be known as a strategic buyer. The second person would probably be an employee, maybe a manager, maybe someone that's been with you for 10 years and they know the ins and outs of the business better than anyone ever could because you've poured into them, you've invested into that person. They have proprietary knowledge and information that's going to help them not only run the business as good as you had it when you owned it, but they can take it to the future, the next 10, 20 years and build and grow and increase the revenue. They probably have new ideas that for whatever reason you just didn't let them run with. Well, maybe this is their opportunity to implement all those new ideas and bring that fresh creative perspective and those new ideas to the table, new investments, new strategies that maybe you don't have the energy or time or didn't want to invest the capital towards. Along those lines, it could also be your employees. Maybe you want to divvy up the shares and sell it to 3 or 4 of your key employees. Now, I've seen plenty of situations where a few key C-suite executives pulled together some financing and approached the CEO who they knew wanted to sell, and they created some form of management buyout structure, some scenario, and they successfully made the transaction. This happens all the time. So that's a pretty good deal because those people already know how to run the business. They know the insides and the outsides. Another scenario is the classic succession that goes down through the family, through the generations. So maybe it's one of your adult children. It could be son-in-law, daughter-in-law. It could be someone in your network, nieces, nephews, uncles. It could be your extended family. Now that might be a scenario where you want to keep it generationally inside because a lot of wealth is being created and generated for generations to come inside of that organization. So who do you want to sell your business to? Strategic partner, employees, management, family members. These are the classic places that people start to look when they start thinking, this person would be a good fit. Now, beyond that, the more institutional areas, strategic buyers, PE buyers, aka financial buyers, it could be operating buyers. There's different groups out there that raise funds and they go looking for companies just like yours and they want to buy them, invest in them, build them, scale them, grow them, and then probably sell them in a 5 to 7 year period. Do you want that? Is that what you're looking for? Now, naturally, there's a question of who's going to be able to pay the most money. But money isn't always the biggest motivation. Maybe you've stacked up pretty well for your retirement and you're looking pretty good. You just want to make sure that this organization has the best chance of future success and whoever is going to buy it is going to benefit the most, and you want to maybe play a part in that. Remember, certain deal structures may require you to work inside of the business for the next 3 years as part of some earn-out scenario. Do you really want to have a boss over the next 3 years? Can you handle that? Even if it means you're going to get a higher valuation? Again, these are questions you have to ask. Another really important consideration is really just thinking about the skill sets that will be required to take this business from where it's at now into the future. You probably built your business over the last 10, 20, 30, 50 years off of your skill sets, off of your understanding, your knowledge, maybe what was in there before you came in. Maybe you're a successor or you bought a business. But times are changing. Marketing changes, sales changes, technology changes, everything in the organization changes as time goes by. So whoever is going to own this new business really should be someone that's with the times. They have vision, they have energy, they have drive, resources, connections, they have know-how, they have savvy. That's how you're going to make sure that your business from today forward is in good hands. So again, when you're thinking about your persona and who should own this business, who's going to get the most value out of it, the market will decide. People will come in if you're running an efficient auction process. You'll get offers. And for some of those offers, it's going to make more sense than others. Now we can talk briefly about the 70% of deals that don't happen. That's because there's misaligned expectations, low valuations, and so forth. But for the 30% of deals that do happen, it's usually because there's a good fit. All the pieces come together. And remember, there's always a bit of compromise in everything. You may not get 100% of everything that you're looking for. And chances that you're going to get 110, 120, 150% of what you're looking for are really slim. Are you okay with 80%? If that means that you get enough cash to live and go on your sailboat and do whatever you want to do, and to make sure the employees are taken care of and that the company's going to have a bright future in your absence, does that work? So these are questions that you have to ask yourself. They're very deep questions, some existential, some not, but they all come into play when it comes down to who are you going to sell your business to and who wants to buy it. Now ask yourself, are you easy to negotiate with? Are you easy to deal with? Or are you a nightmare? Are you going to make this process laborious and impossible? Are you going to bring in multiple attorneys and all your teams and redline everything and say no, 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 and this is, well, you're ultimately going to kill a deal and it's never going to happen. But if you can be easy to work with, easy to communicate with, get your ideas across the table, know what is yes and know what is no, have your deal breakers in mind, and then share that information, go into the transaction and get the most value, yeah, you'll get this thing over the line. Of course, profit is important, net profit is important, having good systems. I have plenty of other videos on how to create the infrastructure for a business that is highly attractive, very lucrative, and will most certainly sell. So that is all the day-to-day work that you have to do while working on the business, just to make sure that it's nice and tight. You have your due diligence checklist and everything is dialed and ready to go when the time comes to sell, because you certainly want that process to be expedited and not lag. So as a brief recap here, just think of a few things. One, who do you want to buy your business? What is the persona? What is the makeup of that individual? Who would be a perfect partner for you to sell this to? Would it be your employees, managers, C-suite executives, strategic partners, people that you've worked with in the past? Or would it be some financial buyer or someone who doesn't even know the industry? They just want to add this to their portfolio. You get to decide. What do you want out of the transaction? How long do you want to stay in the deal? How much money do you want? What's the valuation you're looking for? Do you want an earn-out scenario, or do you want to take 100% of your chips off the table? Do you need 100% of all your terms met? Do you know what your deal breakers are? Build your hit list, build your buyer persona. And then when the time comes, start doing outreach. Work with an experienced team. Create an auction process. Build that environment where there's a lot of demand for your business. And then cash out, take your money, and ride off into the sunset. So I hope you enjoy this video. Feel free to shoot me an email, drop messages, DM me, tell us what other type of information you want on this subject. It is possible to sell your business. I know it seems laborious and scary at times, but if you have something of value, people do want it. So please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.